Shalom, we give all praises and honor and glory to Yahawah B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Yahawah being the Heavenly Father's name in the ancient Hebrew, Yahweh Shai, or B'Shem in the name of Yahweh Shai, the one who died on the cross for the nation of Israel's salvation, the deliverer of Israel. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and shalom to the elect that's pushing out this word throughout the four corners of the globe. It's your brother Shema Moth. Hope you're in good spirits. As you can see on the screen, we have Judges. And I want to read from Judges and speak on a few things, according to the scripture. The Spirit of the Lord hopefully will be in me to give an understanding of the topic that I wanted to bring forth to the Akim, to the Akwaf that's listening and learning. And I just want to title this Yahawah. No, it's a lot. I wanted to title this Our Sufficiency. Our sufficiency is of Yahawah. B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And I titled that because, when we get into these scriptures, I just want to bring out this. I'm going to say it plainly. God and Jesus, or Yahawah and Yahweh Shai, is all we need. We don't need no gimmicks. We don't need no smoke and mirrors. We don't need no tricks. We don't need anything for the elect to understand that Yahawah B'Shem Yahweh Shai is all we need. Simple and plain. No matter what you go through, no matter what you've gone through, and no matter what you're getting ready to go through, Yahawah B'Shem Yahweh Shai is all you need. B'Shem Requah Kadash is all you need. From Judges, 16th chapter, 18th verse. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, "Come up this once, for he has showed me all his heart." Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and brought money in their hand, because it was a bounty on Samson's head. The Philistines hated Samson and used Delilah, right, with a bag to find out where do Samson's strength lie. Right? We know the story. Where does Samson's strength lie? Well, let's find out. Verse 19, and she made him sleep upon her knee, and she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head. And she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him. You see that? His strength went from him. Now you would think his strength was in his hair. Is it really? Was it really? Reading on. And she said, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as at other times before and shake myself. And he was not. He did not know. This is what, and he was not, or he understood not that the Lord was departed from him. What was departed from him from the Lord, or of the Lord? What was it? Was it his strength? Was it his strength? That's the question. But the Philistines took him and put out his eyes and brought him down to Gaza and bound him with fetters of brass, and he did grind at the prison house. Howbeit the hair of his head began to grow again after he was shaven. So if the strength was in his head or in his hair, and it started to grow back again, was his strength now returning? Right? Then the lords of the Philistines gathered them together for to offer a great sacrifice unto Dagon, their god, and to rejoice. For they said, our God hath delivered Samson, our enemy, into our hand, believing that their God did this. So what was the reason to cut his hair? If you believe that Dagon delivered you, Dagon is a god that tricks and manipulates women to manipulate men. This is what Dagon do if they believe that. It says, and when the people saw him, they praised their God, for they said, our God had delivered into our hands our enemy and the destroyer of our country, which slew many of us. And it came to pass when their hearts was merry, that they said, call for Samson that he may make sport of us, making fun. They called for Samson out of the prison house, and he made them sport, and they set him between the pillars. And Samson said unto the lad that held him by the hand, suffer me that I may feel the pillars whereupon the house standeth, that I may lean upon them, because he had no eyes. They plucked his eyes out. Right? Now the house, verse 27, was full of men and women, and all the lords of the Philistines were there. And they were upon the roof, about 3,000 men and women that beheld while Samson made sport. And Samson called unto Yahawah. Now get this. When he called unto Yahawah, giving praises, giving a supplication, giving prayer in his mind, in his spirit, he said, Lord power, remember me. I pray thee, and strengthen me. I pray thee once, only this once. And Yahawah, O power, that I may be at once avenged of the Philistine for my 2 eyes. And Samson took hold of the 2 middle pillars upon which the house stood, and on which it was borne up, and one with his right hand and the other in his left. Samson said, let me die with the Philistines. And he bowed himself with all his might. And the house fell upon the lords and upon all the people that were therein. So the dead which he slew at his death were more than he slew in his life, in his whole life. Remember the jawbone? He did more in that 1 feat, right? Given the strength back to destroy these men and women, right? It says, then his brother and all his house and his father came down and took him and brought him up and buried him between Zorah and Eshtaol in the burying place of Manoah his father, and he judged Israel 20 years. And when we look at this story, we see that Yahawah, by Hashem Yahushai, is sufficient for thee. We understand this. Our strength don't come from gadgets, smoke, mirrors, lies, false tales. Our sufficiency comes from the Lord. This is all we need. Pray up and give your supplication to the Lord. This is all you need to bring you through whatever adversity that you're up against, whatever temptation that you're going through, whatever trial or tribulation. Offer up your prayer to the Lord, Yahawah Shem Yahushai. This would help you through. This will give you the strength. It's not your hair. It's not your muscles and how much you bench press. It's the Lord's giving that gets you through, that strengthens you. You see that? You see that? Even when we look at Saul, real quick, Saul, the first king of the second king of Israel officially, but Saul was the king of Israel. And we look at 1 Samuel, the 16th chapter, and the 13th verse. It says, then Samuel took a horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren, talking about King David. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. But the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. See, you can have an evil spirit put on you by the Lord, or you can have the spirit of strength, a dignity, honor. We go on, list on and on. David had the Spirit of the Lord from that day forward, but Saul, the Lord's Spirit left him. What happened? Was he not prayed up? What's going on? What happened? You see, sufficiency of the Lord is all we need. This is what it means. To continue on, 1 Samuel 28, 1 Samuel 28th chapter, and the 15th verse. It says, and Samuel said to Saul, why hast thou disquieted me? Remember, Saul went to the witch at Endor because the Lord's Spirit left him. So he wanted to know what to do and what's his next move. Well, the Lord didn't give him any answers. So he went to the witch to bring up the spirit of Samuel to help him. Since the Lord departed from you, you got to find some other means. This is what happens to men. This is what happens to men who lose the spirit, and today we will call it the oil, which is the truth. And they come up some other way. They want to dance around subjects, and they want to fool the crowd and come with hocus pocus. The apostle Gabar had made a video about this character. You know, he didn't say his name, but this character, and he showed a picture with his gimmicks. Why he was taught the name of the Lord, all of a sudden now departed from that name. What happened? What happened? When you lose the oil or you lose the Spirit of the Lord, you start trying to find some other means to get or to teach or to prove. Like no man knew the name of the Lord but him. Wait a minute. No one knew, but there is a name according to Acts, the 4th chapter. There's only one name given among men whereby we must be saved. Acts 4 and 12. If you teach and now you don't know the name, maybe the Spirit of the Lord left you. This is what happened to Samuel. This is what happened to Saul. He said, why, this is Samuel saying, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed. For the Philistines make war against me, and Yahawah is departed from me. Yahawah meaning the Spirit of God, the Spirit of Yahawah. And answer me no more. So his prayers ain't being reached. They being blocked. Why? Because Saul was disobedient. He was disobedient, and God wasn't enough. Yahawah wasn't enough for Saul. He did it his way. He told him, kill the Moab king, right? And he didn't. He said, kill everything and don't take anything from them. And he kept some stuff. You see? Remember when Joshua was going out and it was fighting the Babylonian, and the guy got the Babylonian, kept the Babylonian garment and hid it. When you disobey, right? When you disobey Yahawah Shem Shai, you have no comfort. You have no refuge. You have nothing that's going to be sufficient for you. Everything is going to be out of whack. Everything is going to be not working in your favor. You get a lot of people, well, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna be like Frank Sinatra. I'm gonna do it my way. Well, you doing it your way is gonna get you late. Doing it your way is gonna get you in trouble. He said, that the Philistines was making war war against me, and Yahawah is departed from me and answered me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou may make us known unto me what I shall do. Wait, the Spirit of the Lord comes from the prophets, yes, but the prophets is the mouthpiece of Yahawah. So they're only speaking what Yahawah is saying to say. Tell the people this. Say unto the people, tell my people Israel this. Then said Samuel, wherefore then doest thou ask me, seeing the Lord departed from thee and is becoming thy enemy? And the Lord hath done to him as he spake by me, right? He told Samuel told Saul what to do, and Saul did what he wanted to do. For Yahawah has rent the kingdom out of thy hand and given it to thy neighbor, even to David. Oh boy. This is when Saul just lost it, throwing javelins, wanting to kill him. We know the stories. This is why we go over these stories, because we understand what is sufficient for a man. 2 Corinthians 3, third chapter, and I'm going to start at verse 4. Let's start at 1. Just get to the point. Do we begin again to commend ourselves? Question. Or need we, as some others, epistles of commendation to you, or letters of commendation from you? You are our epistles, written in our hearts, known and read to all men. Everything we do, why we do these things, is for you, for others to understand, for the elect to hear and stir up their mind, and point people in the right direction, in the direction of Yahawah Shem Yahushai. For as much as you are manifestly declared to be the epistle of Yahushua, ministered by us, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living power. When the videos go out and we reading from the book, yes, but we do it without a pen. With it, the letters was already written. Now we breaking them down so you can understand them. Where in the past it wasn't understood then. Because if it was understood, we would have been saved then. No, we're going to be saved in these times. This is the time of our salvation, where men start to see. It was a process of why we went through the things we did. Even Samuel, even Saul, even Joshua, even Samson. All of these things was a process to show us what is sufficient for us. We tried everything. We tried the rest, like you see. You tried the rest. Now try the best. It says here that it was written, it was ministered by us, not written with ink, but with the Spirit of the living power, not in tables of stone, but in the fleshly tables of our heart, which is the mind, the spirit. The Spirit guides us. The Spirit tells us what to utter. The Spirit gives us the utterance to understand. And for you to understand with plain words in these times. Not big, gigantic speeches and thesaurus laden texts and formats. Very PhD level graduate understandings of philosophies. No. We make it plain and clear, straight to the point, raw. We just give it to you, man. We just give it to you, you know? It says here, and such trust have we through Yahushua to Godward. We have the trust. Why? The trust is through the Spirit. The trust is through these words. The trust is the belief in these words. That's the trust. We trust in these words, man. And that's sufficient. Not that we, it says, not that we are sufficient of ourselves to think anything as of ourselves, but our sufficiency is of Yahawah. By Hashem Yahushai, can't say that enough. Who also have made us able ministers, servants of the New Testament, not of the letter, but of the Spirit, not the law. Don't come with the law only. You come with the Spirit, right? Then you start learning, man, the way I could be right is to follow the law. The way I continue is to believe and keep the law. I want to do all I can. For the law, the letter killeth, but the Spirit giveth life. The Spirit is the words. The Spirit is the understanding. So if the Spirit is the word, the Spirit is the law. Is part of it. The understanding, loving your brother, showing him who Yahawah is, showing him the deliverer, showing him who Yahawah is and what he has done for us, how he's protected us and guided us and never faulted. See, this is the sufficiency of Yahawah B'Hashem Yahushai. All praise and honor and glory to you, Yahawah B'Hashem Yahushai, for giving us this understanding, this truth. Next time, Shalom.